Slip down that lane, he draws two, and that means one is open. And Carlos Delfino, boy, I'll tell you, he's battled and he's battled. But you know, Shane Battier always says, there are some nights when an elite scorer is just going to get his no matter what you do.
Of course, you alluded to it at the opening of the show. At the 4 spot, he's a tremendous mismatch. And folks, don't forget, coming up at the halftime report, Celtics host the Hawks and the Lakers and Clippers big road test. But what happens when Amari Stoudemire comes back? What do you do at the 4 spot then?
Well, and Mike Woodson was asked that, and he flat said Amari Stoudemire will be the starting 4 when he comes back. I think the interesting thing is, you know, where do you deploy Amari Stoudemire to make him comfortable? You've got to sort of move the pieces with Chandler and Melo.
Melo right on pace for another 30-point night. That's been the norm for him over the last 8 games. New York up by 1. Good hustle by Davis to save it. And Chandler got ripped by Ellis. Fans calling for a foul. Ellis fouled. A blocking call against the Knicks. Boy, it was frantic there. That's the second foul against Carmelo Anthony. Ellis goes to the free throw line. It's interesting. You talk about trade deadline and players moving around like inanimate objects sometimes. In the media, we sometimes have a tendency to do that. And I checked into my hotel last night. I saw Monte Ellis at the front desk. Man, what are you doing here? This is a home game for you, isn't it? He said, haven't had a chance to find a house yet for the family. And his family moving from the Bay Area.
Well, the court is his home, obviously.
Yes,
you can tell by those numbers. I'll tell you what, he's got 4 steals. And Scott Skiles has said this guy can be a tremendous on-ball defender, Monte Ellis.
Under a minute to go, a 1-point ball game. He's got 18. Bamute trying to guard Carmelo this time. Knicks with another possession. Shumpert hustles for it. I think they say he was pushed out of bounds. Let's listen in to Scott Skiles.
We're doing a good job moving around the floor, guys. We got no issue with that. You guys are doing good offensively. Just keep moving the ball. Big couple minutes here, right, guys? Take some momentum in at halftime. Let's go. Let's go.
Some positive words for his team in the huddle. I said Scott Skiles wears one of the NBA's best scowls on the sidelines.
I remember him as a player at Michigan State. I'm watching in the NCAA tournament, a late-night game. Now, he didn't dunk a lot, obviously, but he dunked on some guy, got in his face. It was just classic. I still remember it.
He was notorious for walking by opponent's bench and telling the opposing coach, hey, coach, get someone in here that can guard me. Ask all the Michigan guys that. They'll tell you.
I love that.
1-point ball game. Knicks with the lead. Ellis with a circus shot. Wow. He's got 20. The shot making in this ball game by Ellis and Carmelo Anthony and Dunleavy has been remarkable. Off to steal. Ellis with great hustle draws the foul from New York and Carmelo Anthony.
What their coach say, build momentum. Those are the kinds of plays that will get the fans excited. Dunleavy again, a little possession because he scrapes it loose. And Monte Ellis just hustling up the floor. And how about that? Into the chest of the defender. Tyson Chandler just attacks his body. Monte Ellis is not the biggest guy on the floor, but boy, he can score.
The highest scoring player in the NBA over the last 3 years that did not make the All-Star team. A prolific scorer. You think about it, how many better 2 guards are there really in the league?
How many more productive 2 guards?
They traded Ellis for Andrew Bogut, a player who basically was injured and not playing. And in fairness to him, it was a severe injury that he's still rehabbing, trying to get back onto the court.
Oh, it's a gamble. I mean, obviously, the Warriors needed an upgrade in the center position. And Beatrice is a guy who I think could change the pace, come off the bench and change the style, but you needed somebody more productive. And if Bogut's healthy, he's been tremendous.
He's still pretty popular here in Milwaukee. In fact, a few nights ago, they decided to still hold the Bogut bobblehead doll night. Jennings got leveled with a screen. That's where you turn around and tell your teammate, you want to help me out on that one? That's going to be a foul against Larry Sanders. But, Doris, let's take one more look at the screen. Whose fault is it here?
Yeah, you've got to communicate because somebody's going to get hurt. I mean, whoever Tyson Chandler is dealing with, then he should be calling that out. Yeah, see, Jennings is looking at like saying, hey, somebody talk to me.
Tyson Chandler.
I'd be angry, frankly.
Yeah, you're my teammate,
no
right?
question. Yeah. I'd be really angry.
Chandler at the foul line. Now dealing with an injured elbow, amongst other things. Averaging 11 and 10 on the season. The defensive anchor of this team.
His team's not helping him win the Defensive Player of the Year effort tonight.
It's been a solo job tonight.
Yeah.
62-61 ball game. Both teams shooting upward of 56%. And Chandler knocks down the second to knot the game at 62. Bucks have a battle for the 8th and final playoff spot in the Eastern Conference. Melo Anthony doing a nice job in the first half. Let's take a look at our first half statistics. Tech Week replay numbers. Both teams shooting great from the first half. And the New York Knicks with 36 points in the paint in the first half. Milwaukee with 26. And boy, the bench points, the big story for the Milwaukee Bucks. Now look at our Norelco first half statistics. Mark Jones courtside once again with Doris Burke. An interesting first half, Doris. New York dominated the first 12 minutes. Then Milwaukee goes on a big run to even things out at the break. But the story of the game early, New York, it looked like a layup line.
Yeah, it sure did. All of their points coming right at the rim. And it didn't matter who it was. It was a variety of different guys. The pass inside by Melo to Tyson Chandler. Fields sends an alley-oop to Chandler's way. What you have to wonder, I think, you know Melo can score in the second half. Can Tyson give you another high-scoring second half? Because the Knicks have struggled to find that consistent second score. I'm not sure that Tyson can repeat another 13-point half.
He had 13. Von Shumpert also chipping in with 13 for the New York Knicks. Meanwhile, Monte Ellis was cooking in the first half and did a nice job at the other end of the floor.
Well, you know, it looked like Shumpert wanted to put a number on him, but he hustled, he scrapped, he had 4 steals. He was involved both scoring and with his assist total. I mean, Monte Ellis in the second quarter alone was 5 for 6, 14 points. It's been these 3 guys who have carried them.
Getting for 13, Dunleavy. Once again, a Nick killer of sorts. Hit a 24-point first half against the Knicks 2 weeks ago, and another productive 16 points here in the first half in this one.
In the second quarter, after giving up 28 paint points, Milwaukee held New York in the second period to 8 paint points. They are outsized every night. They are size challenged. Let's see how they do defensively here.
Here's Jennings. Gets by Davis. Nice feed inside. And Bahamute fouled. He'll go to the free throw line with a nice feed by Brandon Jennings. Luke Richard, Bahamute out of UCLA. 67% free throw shooter. A foul against Baron Davis, his second. First team foul. Milwaukee Bucks with that slow start in the first half. In the first period. See how they come out of the locker room here in the third quarter, Doris.
Well, you came and started the half by saying both teams shot it really well. How much of the defense impacted their shot? I'm really anxious with so much at stake here to see how these teams guard here in the second half.
Davis out front. Amute guarding Melo. Fields inside. Anthony for 3, knocks it down.
Shin, I don't know why you come off of him if you're Mbamute. Delfino's a good defender. He's at the rim. If he makes it a challenge shot, fine. But don't leave Melo.
Carmelo Anthony averages 30 points a game in this building for his career. A span of 10 games. Ellis on the show and go. Out to nobody in particular. And Brandon Jennings and Davis. Good hustle, try and get that loose ball. Pat Rondo, our cameraman, with a great view, and almost too good a view that time. Got run over by Baron Davis.
He doesn't know that Pat can't shoot a lick.
He's good on those close-ups, though.
Except with a camera in his hands. That was unfair.
Melo can shoot, that's for sure. That's his second field goal of the second half. He's got 20. Ellis on the drive. Nice left-handed layup by Monte Ellis. He's got 23.
Tell you what, it's a challenge to keep Brandon Jennings and Monte Ellis in front. They get ahead of steam up, both explosive speed to the rim.
If it continues to be a very high-scoring game like this, Doris, who does it favor, Milwaukee or New York? A whistle and a foul against Tyson Chandler. Does it favor either one of these teams?
Well, you know, the difference in the first half was Milwaukee had 3 scores. Dunleavy was tremendous off the bench. You've got 2 guards in Jennings and Ellis who can carry you. The question for me, in the absence of Amari Stoudemire, to a lesser extent Jeremy Lin, is, and with J.R. Smith shooting career lows, it's been a real struggle for him in his building. They can't find that other guy.
Mute, they find that time for the layup. And one.
So Monte Ellis again, little bounce pass between defenders. The rotation is late, and how about the strength to score it? He got fouled by 2 different guys.
What do you make of the move by Scott Skiles to start Mute in the second half?
I like it. You know, he gives you a better defensive player on the floor. And so you've got your 2 best perimeter defenders, Delfino and Mute, on the floor to start it.
Davis inside to Chandler. Chandler got blocked at the rim, out of bounds, and coming back the other way to the Bucks.
You were outscored in the front court 37-5 by Mike Woodson's team already.
Chance for Milwaukee to take the lead. If the Bucks win this game, they have the tiebreaker advantage over the Knicks, and Ellis wants to give it to him.
Look out, he is percolating.
9.5 to go in the third quarter. Anthony with the high ball screen from Chandler. Davis for 3. Tipped up, kept alive. Delfino scrambles for it, out of bounds. It's New York basketball. So, we've just been told the Philadelphia 76ers winning tonight against the Toronto Raptors. So Philadelphia now with a little bit more breathing room in the 7-hole. Knicks and Bucks battling for 8 right now.
Yeah, but Philadelphia last 5 games on the road. Oh, good cut and good pass by Landry Fields.
They'll run some good set pieces after timeouts and getting inbounds plays. That ball out of bounds off of New York and Shumpert. Carmelo Anthony has scored the last 7 in a row for New York. We talked about the 76ers. They face only 3 teams with winning records the rest of the way, but 8 of the 10 games are on the road. That's going into tonight. Ersan Ilyasova off glass, no good. Chandler gives it off to Baron Davis. Carmelo Anthony posting up. Mute making him work. Takes it up. And they're not going to call that a shooting foul. That is the difference in the rule this year, Doris, as compared to last year. It wasn't a shooting motion.
Well, I like it because it's too easy for guys to know that you see a little frustration. Too easy for guys to know, just, you know, make it look like you're throwing it up there. I like the rule change.
Here's Fields. Baron Davis had it knocked out of bounds by Brandon Jennings.